What is your name? What is your name?
My name?
Yes, sir.
I don't have.
You need to listen to me instead of talking, okay? Well, I find that Matthew Neil Aldridge has failed to appear. What I know what you're trying to do is to try to use the sovereign citizen approach to this situation, and I'm simply telling you that you do not have the right to represent Matthew Neil Aldridge. If when I'm talking, you stop talking. But I don't know who you are.
Good morning, folks. Buckle up because this one starts fast. The judge is moving briskly through the docket when a man steps up and, without missing a beat, claims he's not Matthew Aldridge. No. He's the attorney of fact for Matthew Aldridge. You can almost hear the collective eye roll from every clerk in the room. The judge stays calm, measured, but firm. Only an attorney at law can represent a criminal defendant, he explains.
Good morning. We're going to go through the docket as quickly as we can so that we can start on the jail docket. 2021 CR 19158, State versus Matthew Aldridge. Are you Matthew Aldridge? Are you Matthew Aldridge?
I'm the attorney of fact for Matthew Aldridge.
You were what?
The attorney of fact.
Attorney what?
Of fact.
Attorney of fact. And what does that mean?
You know, right. His authorization to do legal representation.
Are you a licensed attorney?
No, I'm simply an attorney of fact.
Okay. And does that mean you have a power of attorney? What is your name? What is your name?
My name?
Yes, sir.
I don't have.
You don't have a name? Pardon?
Name, I'm the attorney of fact for the respondent error.
Well, let me explain to you. Only an attorney at law can stand in court and represent a criminal defendant. And to do so otherwise violates the criminal law statutes of the state of Tennessee and could land someone who attempts to represent themselves as an attorney at law in serious trouble. I understand what you're saying. I understand you're saying an attorney in fact. And what I want you to understand is that if you have a power of attorney, then you need to demonstrate that power of attorney. Do you have a legal document called a power of attorney?
No, I do not at this time.
Okay. Then you don't have any authority to act on behalf of Matthew Aldridge in this court. You have no legal authority, nor do you have any authority through a legal document to represent or to act on behalf of Matthew Aldridge.
Why don't the court just let me file this document?
Show it to the bailiff and he'll show it to me.
Have a copy of it.
Oh, apparently there's a copy here.
Yeah.
All right, this is in the state of Tennessee of Cheatham County and Chancery Court, which is filed in the wrong county because in the wrong court, because this is circuit court. You just be quiet.
You go to the courthouse, it comes up.
You need to listen to me instead of talking, okay? This is a challenge to the standing. The Supreme Court of the United States has stated that no corporation has standing anything to man. And then there's a quotation for Rundle versus Delaware Raritan Canal Company. And then it said, as well as it being a maximum of law, citing certain Latin phrases, dissimilar things ought not to be joined by a definition of Black's Law Dictionary. So the respondent in error requires that the state of Tennessee Incorporated and Cheatham County Chancery Court prove their standing to proceed against a man in any court of law. You have 15 calendar days to prove your standing or forever yield to estoppel, waiver, and fraud, and cease and desist this proceeding immediately. More time is available if requested. And then this was signed by Matthew O'Neill Aldridge. Is that your signature?
That's the respondent in error signature.
All right. Well, I find that Matthew Neil Aldridge has failed to appear
Clear, direct, and absolutely correct. Then he does what good judges do. He gives the man a fair shot to show real authority. Do you have a power of attorney? A simple question. The answer? No, not at this time. And there it is. The entire "I represent the man, not the legal fiction" routine collapses in one sentence. Now watch the tone shift. The judge asks for a name, any name, and gets a tangle of vague phrases and titles instead. The man starts reading from a paper stuffed with citations, Latin maxims, and a case about a canal company that has nothing to do with a criminal proceeding in a Tennessee circuit court. The judge tries to redirect, and you can feel the room tighten. He's patient until he's not. "You need to listen to me instead of talking." That line lands like a gavel. Then comes the pivotal moment. If this man won't acknowledge he's the defendant, the judge treats the defendant as absent. I find that Matthew Neal Aldridge has failed to appear. It's not spite, it's procedure.
And personally in this court for the plea day on his case, which was set for trial tomorrow. And as a result, you have no standing, sir, under what I know what you're trying to do is to try to use the sovereign citizen approach to this situation. And I'm simply telling you that you do not have the right to represent Matthew Neal Aldridge. If you are in fact Matthew Neal Aldridge, then you need to say so and stop this nonsense, because what you're attempting to do has no legal effect. You cannot challenge the criminal law or the jurisdiction of this court by simply filing some legal mumbo jumbo having to do with civil litigation. That has civil litigation in it. It is not a criminal case that you have cited. So it has no effect on this court regarding the criminal statutes of this court. This court is empowered under the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the state of Tennessee, and by the duly elected citizens of Cheatham County to empower and enforce the laws of the state of Tennessee. And that is what I'm going to do regarding Matthew Lynn Aldridge. Mr. Aldridge is set for today to appear in court personally on what we call our last plea day before his trial date tomorrow.
Is that an Article 3 trial?
To what?
Will that be an Article 3 trial? A trial by jury with jury?
It would be a trial by jury, certainly it would be. But I don't know who you are. And I don't think you have any authority if you are not Matthew Lynn Aldridge to appear before this court. And you're wasting valuable time to all of these other citizens who are here today. So when I'm talking, you stop talking. No, you will when I'm finished talking. You are wasting the court's time by doing this. And I'm just simply instructing you that if you are in fact Matthew Lynn Aldridge, then this is your last day to settle your case. The trial date is set for tomorrow, and unfortunately, it will not go forward because of the fact that I have a conflict and I have to be in Stewart County on a civil matter. So we're going to assign a new trial date for Matthew Lynn Aldridge. All right, to Matthew Aldridge and the individual standing before me whose name must not be uttered. Then we will set a July 15th trial date for Mr. Aldridge. Whatever this document is that you have filed is in fact invalid because it does not cite any valid criminal statute, and therefore I'm denying whatever that might be in the way of a motion. The trial date will be July 15th. The last day for Mr. Aldridge to enter a plea or go to trial will be July the 8th. July the 8th. Now, we're going to give you a card. If you are in fact Matthew Aldridge and you're just playing games with the court regarding this nonsense that you filed, then you may get this card and you may go on about your business. If you are not Matthew Aldridge, then I would suggest to you, you relay to Mr. Aldridge that he must appear on July the 8th, or a bond revocation will take place, and his case will be will take place with him in jail, incarcerated on the 15th. That's the judgment of the court. You need to take your piece of paper and go on about your business.
If you refuse to be who the court knows you to be, the case still moves. Warrants don't vanish because someone says magic words about standing. The judge lays out the constitutional bedrock, the court's jurisdiction, and the simple reality that criminal law isn't undone by civil law buzzwords printed off the internet. And here's what I appreciate. Even while shutting down the theatrics, the judge keeps a lane open to sanity. He sets a new trial date, gives a last plea day, and says, plainly, if you are Mr. Aldridge, this is your chance to handle business. If you're not, then pass the message along. That's accountability with a path forward. No grandstanding. No showboating. Just, here's the timeline, here are the consequences, here's the door, choose wisely.
Let's quit acting like we're oppressed and start to understand that we have to show up and pay for our sins. And that's what we do. How many total warrants did she have on there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 total warrants, Your Honor.
Is the father helping you out of the child?
No, I didn't tell you guys that. You guys made that up yourself. I never said that.
We don't acquire 9 warrants unless we think that we're bigger than courts.
And can I have that as well?
Ma'am, I'm not done talking yet.
Let's be honest. This sovereign script is everywhere right now. It promises shortcuts and special status that evaporate the second real rules apply. Courts aren't podcasts. They're institutions.
All right. She pled guilty to failure to pay fines and costs as ordered and failure to provide proof of completing 24 hours of community service by October 1. I told her on October 1 that I was going to set it over for sentence, or on November the 21st, adjourned it to December 19th. I got a call from my judicial clerk saying that she was sick or her child was sick or something along those lines. I adjourned it over to today. Is there anything you'd like to say? Tell me, give me proof that she's done her community service.
Your Honor, she does not have proof at this time.
Why not?
Judge, currently,
she didn't do it.
Yes, Judge. I note that she is currently on bed rest. She's 6 months pregnant. When I discussed the outstanding balance, she's respectfully requesting consideration for a payment plan. She can make a $100 payment this Friday, and then she'd be asking to make.
Why would I give her a payment plan when I know I told her on August the 8th to pay $50 a week and to come and talk to me if she didn't have the money? Why would I now be sympathetic over somebody saying they're 6 months pregnant when I ordered this in July? She knew when she got pregnant. I gave her till October 1. That would have been 3 months earlier. There's no reason she couldn't have done a sedentary job in either July, August, September, October. And she told us, I think she did community service, but she's not going to do community service because she doesn't think she needs to do community service. Did she do her court work program?
Yes, Your Honor, and she was doing court work program all the way up into September, so I'm not sure when this bed rest claim has come in.
She was doing what?
She was doing court work program all the way through the middle of September, so I'm not sure where the bed rest comes in.
She's just, listen, sometimes I don't feel like calling them. It's the day before Christmas. She's not kidding me. I mean, this is nonsense. Did you go to the doctor about the COVID the other day?
I didn't have COVID. My daughter had the flu and had
Your daughter
seizure,
had the flu.
and I have proof of that. Yes.
Well, let me see it. Did you go to a doctor?
Did I go to?
Did she go to a doctor?
Yes, she was in a hospital.
Okay, I don't need the proof. What do you want? What else is she doing? Is she doing our outpatient?
Yes, Your Honor, to her credit, she is compliant with her outpatient treatment. Really, at this point, she owes the victim's impact panel, and she still has not cleared several of those warrants that she has outstanding.
You haven't gone over and done that either, huh?
She indicated that she took care of her warrants out of Wayne and Westland.
Let's see here. I don't have that handy. Where else does she have warrants out of?
I ran her record December 17th. She still had warrants out of Wayne, Westland, Romulus, Taylor, Westland, Romulus, and that is all, Your Honor. So she still had warrants out of those jurisdictions as of the December 17th date.
Did you go over to Taylor?
I never knew I had a warrant for Taylor.
Did you go over to Romulus?
I never even got pulled over by him.
Did you go over to Romulus?
No.
She's not lying to you. I mean, they're on there.
That's fine, but I don't know nothing about any of that. Taylor or Romulus, I've been
Because you got in a
aware.
bad bad habit of thinking you're larger than courts. That's what happened.
That's not what it is.
Okay, how many total warrants did she have on there?
Your Honor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 total warrants, Your Honor.
And this judge, with a steady voice and the patience of a school teacher, reminds everyone in the room that law beats lore every time. Before we pivot, one last note. You can disagree with the system, you can challenge it within the system, but you can't hijack a criminal case with unrelated citations and expect the train to stop. Today's judge didn't just hold the line, he taught the class. Now don't go anywhere, because the very next case, a different kind of storm. We're talking a defendant with multiple missed obligations, a stack of outstanding warrants, and a judge who mixes steel with surprising compassion. It gets tense, then unexpectedly human, and it's worth every second. Now, as the courtroom...
Let's not act like you can't wait to go to court when you get a ticket, okay? Let's please save it. I don't want to hear it.
If I knew, I would say that. I'm a grown woman.
Well, they're
I do
not
know
lying.
nothing
People
about
don't put,
any of that.
people don't put warrants into liens, ma'am, unless you have a warrant in the jurisdiction.
Okay.
Okay? When is your due date?
In May.
May?
Yes.
I thought you just said she was 6 months
I'll
pregnant.
be 6 months next week.
Well, that would make it March, wouldn't it, or not, or
No,
early April?
it's May.
So you're not 6 months pregnant.
I'm 5 months pregnant.
11 months if you said May.
No, okay. I have whatever.
Are you working? How are you supporting
No,
yourself?
I'm not. I'm waiting on cash assistance.
Is the father helping you out of the child?
No,
Are you having complications with your pregnancy?
that's what we're trying to see. I have to go back.
Here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm doing. You don't, no doctors told you that yet, right?
No, doctors told me what?
That you're having complications that are going to stop you from doing things, physical things.
Well,
Community service is very sedentary work. We can find sedentary work.
Yeah, they tell me the Victory Gym.
Okay. Well, you're going to do 2 extra days of community service, and it's all going to be completed by February the 7th. I don't like you not paying your fines. You told me you were going to pay weekly $50 in August. You didn't. You haven't.
I didn't tell you guys that. You guys made that up yourself. I never said that I was paying 50 weekly.
What does the pre-sentence report indicate her income was, Ms. Wilds, back when I sentenced? You have that in front of you. I don't need to see it.
Yep, she indicated that she was currently employed, that she was actually in training at Rocket Mortgage to obtain her state licensing, and she was also collecting $300 per month in bridge card food stamps.
For Diamond G, for me, I've never attended Rocket Mortgage. In a food stamp card, I get $535, not $300. That's not me.
Did I tell you to come and talk to me if you didn't have the money?
Yes. And
Why didn't you do that? No. I would have told you that at the time of the sentence. Why didn't you do that? You paid nothing in 5 months, and now you're coming in and asking for time to pay, and I just don't appreciate it. I'm going to be reasonable with you under these circumstances, but I don't think you're really getting the fact that you need to comply with court orders. We don't acquire 9 warrants unless we think that we're bigger than courts.
And can I have that as well?
Ma'am, I'm not done talking yet. So let's quit acting like we're oppressed and start to understand that we have to show up and pay for our sins. And that's what we do. Now, how much did you say you can pay?
She can make a $100 payment this upcoming Friday.
And then, but then how much could she pay?
100 per month with the minimum on or about.
You pay $100 by December the 27th. And the 27th of every month thereafter. With all money due by, because I have to have it done before the end of probation, by August the 15th of 25. You don't have the money? All you have to do is call the court. We'll go on Zoom. I'll be happy to work with you, but you cannot ignore courts like this, man. Okay, so you have to do all your community service by that date that I gave you. So you already owed us 24 hours. Now you owe us 40 hours, and that has to be done by February the 7th. If you get a note from a doctor saying it's an impossible task for you to do that, based on the type of work that you can do that's sedentary, I'll be glad to give you an extension. Okay? I wish you well. Stop being so angry. Go take care of the courts. Go surrender yourself on the warrants.
Can I have a printout of that? Just like
I can't give you a printout of the lien. We can tell you where, but they're all in Westland, Wayne, Romulus, and Taylor, right,
That's
Beth?
correct. That's correct.
I just want to make sure it's actually me. Because
Well, they
you
wouldn't
said
put-
a job that
They wouldn't put those on there if they weren't you, ma'am.
a job in the
Thank you, Judge.
I never even said.
All right, you can go tell the judge that.
Clears from the sovereign citizen circus. The judge moves right into the next case. And wow, talk about a 180. This one isn't about fake legal theories. It's about responsibility. Or, well, the lack of it. A woman steps up, and before she even says a word, the prosecutor lays it all out. She's got 9 active warrants. 9. That's not a mistake. That's a lifestyle. And yet she's standing there like it's all some kind of clerical error. The judge glances down at the file, and you can almost see the disbelief on his face. He starts calm, like always. You pled guilty, you were ordered to complete community service, pay fines, and follow up by October 1st. The woman nods, but when the judge asks for proof she did any of it, silence. Her lawyer says she's on bed rest, 6 months pregnant. The judge pauses. Compassion flickers for a second. Then he flips through the record. Turns out she was working community service just last month. Really? The judge says, eyebrow raised. You were doing community service in September and now you can't because of bed rest? You can hear the tone shift again. This isn't cruelty, it's frustration. You've had since July. You could have done sedentary work. You could have called. You didn't. And that's the theme here. You didn't. Didn't call. Didn't show up. Didn't take it seriously. Now, instead of taking ownership, she argues, I never said I'd pay $50 a week. That's made up. Her tone full of attitude. The judge doesn't even flinch. Ma'am, we don't just make up warrants. That line lands like a sledgehammer. Then comes the truth bomb. We don't get 9 warrants unless we think we're bigger than the courts. Boom. Silence. You can almost feel the audience shift in their seats. The judge's voice drops, and what he says next honestly hits hard. Let's quit acting like we're oppressed and start understanding that we have to show up and pay for our sins. That's not anger. That's wisdom wrapped in reality. He's not trying to bury her. He's trying to wake her up. He gives her another chance, $100 a month, new community service hours, and a warning that's half stern, half fatherly. Stop being so angry. Go take care of your business. If a doctor says you can't, I'll listen. But don't ignore the court again. And right there, you see the switch. The same judge who just shut down a sovereign citizen with the power of the Constitution is now offering patience and empathy to a woman who clearly needs a push more than punishment. That's what real justice looks like. Firm, but fair. He could have thrown her in jail. He didn't. He could have humiliated her. He didn't. He could have ignored her story. He didn't. Instead, he gave her structure and a second chance. And you know what? That's the part of the justice system people rarely talk about. The balance between accountability and compassion. Some judges just want to punish. Others, like this one, want to teach. As the hearing wraps up, she's still protesting, still saying she didn't know, but the judge just smiles wearily. He knows this story by heart. He's seen it 1,000 times. And yet he still hopes maybe this time it'll click. He signs the paperwork, says, I wish you well, and moves on to the next case. Simple, human, real, and that right there. That's why I love covering these moments. Because behind all the shouting, the excuses, the courtroom chaos, you get these flashes of humanity that remind you what the system is really trying to do. Not just punish mistakes, but correct direction. Let me know in the comments. Was this judge too harsh, or did he handle it just right? Personally, I think he nailed it. He brought the hammer when he needed to, but still left the door open for redemption.